in this video, I'll be introducing you all to a fully feature-loaded IoT platform which is available for completely free of cost, and the best part, anyone can use it for making their IoT projects without having any knowledge of coding, because this is completely a no-code IoT platform. Wow! So I'm talking about the brand new IoT platform called as KME Smart, and this video will give you a brief idea about what this platform can do, what kind of features it got, and how you can use it to make your IoT projects in the easiest way possible. So now here you just need to do one thing, which is to watch the video till the end without skipping any part, because I have discussed a lot of things throughout the video, and if you skip it, you may miss it. Okay, so now let's move on to our computer and let me show you the process of flashing the firmware. Okay, so first you need to go to the website called as kmesmart.com, and here in this website you need to go to the KME config option. Now here, as you can see, the supported module for KME Smart as of now are ESP32, the S3, C3 and 8266, and they'll soon be having the support for 8285 as well. So almost all the chipsets of ESPs are like major chipsets are covered in this KME Smart. Secondly, you need to download the KME tool for flashing the firmware, and currently it's only available for Windows system, so you need to have a Windows system for that. So click on this button and it will download all the necessary files required for it. Okay, so after downloading, just go to that folder, and inside that folder just open up this KME config application, and that's it. Just maximize this window, and this is the application where you can flash the firmware. And how to do that? Well, first make sure you have connected the hardware. So in my case, I'm using the ESP32 development board for the demo purpose. You can use any of the supported boards for KME. After that, just click on this 3 icon, and here make sure to select the right COM port on which the board is connected. If the COM port is not showing up, make sure to check the USB cable if it is a data cable and not a charging cable, and if it is a data cable, check that you have the dedicated or the required driver installed in your computer. For my board, the driver required is CP2102. After that, just select the right COM port and click on the connect button. As you can see, it's connected with the COM35. And later you just need to hit the upload firmware button. Now the great part of this application is it will automatically detect which board you have connected with, and according to after detecting the board, it will flash the specific firmware required for that development board or the chipset, you can say. So you don't need to select whether it's an ESP8266 or 32 or C3, nothing. Detect and start flashing. As you can see, it already started flashing the firmware, and after successfully flashing, you will be getting the MAC address of the device and also the device ID assigned to this board. And that was the first step of flashing the firmware. And now let's move on to the next step, which is to add the widgets for our project. Now talking about the widgets, then here you can add the widgets using this same application. So to add that, you just need to click on this plus icon, and on the left side, as you can see, there are a lot of widgets available. And as I said in the beginning, this is one of the fully feature loaded IoT platform that I have ever tried, and it got almost everything that you need, that too without writing any code for it. So let me just go through what kind of widgets are there and what are their purposes. Starting with the DST, temperature humidity sensor, it's pretty common. It's used for sensing the temperature and humidity value. And next is the contact or alarm sensor. Here we can add the read switch kind of door sensors, you can say. Next is the relay or digital out. So basically here we can attach any output device that works on binary data, maybe a buzzer, LED or a relay. Then we have an RGB LED option as well based on WS2812 BIC. Then we have a dimmer widget that works on duty, basically the PWM, you can say, to dim the LEDs. Next we have the remote, which is IR remote, means to control any of the relay, RGB lights or LEDs or buzzer with the help of an IR remote, and for that you can use this kind of IR remote widget. Next is the latching widget, which will be used for controlling the curtains, or we can say the garage door opening and closing. That kind of thing can be done in this latching widget. Next is the IR hub. Well, IR hub will be used for making our own IR remote kind of thing or IR blaster kind of thing, where we can make this device learn the IR remote data and later it can emit that exact same data. That's the IR hub. Next we have the Wi-Fi LED pairing and Wi-Fi status. Now here by default the Wi-Fi LED is attached to digital pin 2 of our ESP32 board. That's the built-in LED. But in case if you want to use that digital pin 2 in some of your project and want to change the Wi-Fi LED pin to some other pin, well, you can choose this widget and change the Wi-Fi LED pin on the pin that you want. Next is the pairing button. Now pairing button also is more or less same like the Wi-Fi LED. Now pairing button is a button which is used to pair our device with a mobile application. By default it is attached to GPIO 0 of the ESP32 board, but again if you want to utilize that pin in some other project, you can change the Wi-Fi pairing button as well by selecting this widget. Next up is the analog sensor. Now this is kind of a really unique widget which I didn't find in any of other IoT platforms. Now here you can attach the analog sensors directly, the sensors like the LDR sensor or the flex sensor or any other sensor that gives directly the raw analog value. So here you can attach it and monitor that data directly without coding. Next is the fan widget. Now this is used to control the speed of the fan in the same way that we have used before, which is the capacitive fan dimming method with the help of 3 relays. So that kind of feature is also added. And last but really not the least is the serial sensor. Now this is a very impressive widget, you can say, in which we can attach an external microcontroller in serial with the ESP32 board or the ESP8266 board and can do two-way communication. For example, you can attach all the sensors in the secondary microcontroller and the data will be given to the ESP32 and later to the KME cloud. Or the KME cloud will give the data to ESP, which will be later given to the microcontroller via serial communication, and you can do all the control parts. So that is a really great widget, a really useful widget, you can say. So definitely there are a lot of widgets here, but this video won't be covering each of them, but I'll try to cover the most basic widget to make you understand how to use them and how to use the KME mobile application as well, how to pair the device, everything. But I assure you that I will be making a series of videos based on the KME Smart cloud platform that will cover almost all the widgets provided here or the new widgets in case they add in the future. I'll try to cover all of them. So make sure to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss any video about this KME Smart cloud platform. Okay, so now let's start with what widgets we are going to use today. So first of all, we will be using the relay widget. Okay, so I'll click on the plus icon. It will be added directly here. Now we need to configure this widget. For that, you can click here. And this is the configuration option. First of all, we need to provide whether it is an active high device or active low device. In our case, it's active high only. Then here we need to provide the pin out on which pin we have connected our relay. So in my case, I attached the LED on the pin 5 itself, so I'll keep it as it is. Later, we have one more option for input button. So we can not only control that LED or relay with the mobile application, but also with the help of a manual switch that will work with internet and without internet as well. So that we need to provide. So whether it is an active low push button or active high, means it is pulled up or pulled down, that we have to provide. So by default, I'll keep it as active low only. Then I need to provide on which pin I have connected that push button. So here again, I have provided the push button on the pin 13 itself, and we need to provide which type of button we have used. Is a push type or a switch type. So in my case, I used the tactile push button, so I'll keep it push only. And do you need to attach an indicator LED for our device? So basically, this is nothing but the actual appliance, we can say a relay, and here is the indicator LED, whether the relay is turned on or off. In case if you want to attach indicator LED, you can just select the pin number. In my case, I don't want it, so I'll keep it as it is. So that is all about the pin configuration. Now one more interesting thing is here you can change the icons as well. This is a great customization option they have given. So I can choose from these many options available. So in my case, this will be an LED, so I'll try to select a bulb kind of thing. Well, this is okay, so this is the icon which I chose. So that's the first widget that we have added for the relay, or we can say LED. Next, I'll be adding a DHT widget. Again, let's just configure it. Click here. Here we have to provide the pin number and the DHT type. So in my case, the DHT sensor is attached to the digital pin 18 of my ESP32 board, and the DHT version I'm using is the DHT11. That's it. Here also I can change the widget, change the icon in if I want, but I'll keep it as it is because I'll show you how to change the icon in the mobile application as well. And one more thing, in case if you want to delete any of the widget which you accidentally added, well, you just need to long press on the widget and just click on this icon and it will remove that widget for you. So next I'll be adding a IR hub here because I also want to try out how it can read the IR sensors data, how it can transmit the same. Okay, so now let's just configure it as well. So I'll click here and we have to provide the transmitter and the receiver pin. So the transmitter pin is connected at digital pin 21 of my ESP board, and the receiver is connected to digital pin 19. That's it. And basically I'll keep it as it is for this demo video, for the getting started video. Okay, so after confirming all the widgets that you want to add, now we are good to go to flash it into our ESP board. But before that, let me show you one more feature. So once you are done with making your own project, adding all the widgets, making all the configuration, you can click on this save KME file option, which will save this configurations in your computer. So later if you want to use the same configuration, or if you want to share it with your other members or the community people, they can load the KME file from here and it will be reflected into their KME without doing any other configurations. So that kind of feature they have given. So now let me show you how to flash it. So first, make sure the firmware is loaded, the ESP is connected, everything is fine, and you just have to click on the upload button and it will flash the firmware onto the KME board, and it's really fast. As you can see, it's done uploading. Okay, so I'll just click on the OK button, and with this we are done with all the configuration part of this KME Smart IoT cloud platform. And now let me show you how to pair our KME device with the mobile application. So here first of all, we have connected all the input and output peripherals with our ESP32 board according to the pin configuration that we have done right now in the KME configuration page. Later, in your smartphone, you need to download and install this KME Smart mobile application, which is available for both Android and iOS. After that, you need to make an account and log in into your account, and later you can click on plus icon and click on add device. Now here we need to provide the Wi-Fi credentials of our Wi-Fi router, which will be provided to our ESP32 board. After providing this, click on the connect button, and now here on the ESP32 board, just press and hold the boot button. And the LED on board will start blinking at the interval of 1 second, which reveals that it is ready to connect via Smart Connect method. Just click on via Smart Connect here, click on single device, and this will automatically recognize this KME Smart device. As you can see, it is recognized by this application. Just click on add device, and now here we can change the name as we want. So I'll change it to, let's say, demo. Click on the save button. As you can see, the device is successfully added onto our mobile application. And now let's test out all the widgets one by one. So let's first test the onboard LED. So here I can tap on this widget. As you can see, the LED got turned on. If I tap it again here, the LED got turned on and the latency is really very less. And I can control the same LED with the help of the push button as well. So by one press, it got turned off and the status is reflected here on the application. And by tapping it once again, the LED got turned on. Its status is reflected in real time on the application. Now this is basically a home screen of our app, and we can go inside this, and this is the complete kind of a dashboard of this device which is connected via KME Smart application. And here we have another widget for the same device, so I can turn it off from here and turn it on again from here as well. So that was the first widget to test out the LED on board and its manual button. Next, let us see the temperature and humidity sensors value. So here on the dashboard, we are able to see the live temperature and humidity sensors value, which is updating after every 1 second. Now let's just try to provide external heat and see if the value changes instantly or not. So here I'll provide some heat near to the sensor. As you can see, the temperature instantly started increasing from 20 to 22. And also the humidity changed as well. So that's how we are getting the temperature and humidity sensors value instantly on our KME Smart mobile application. And here, an interesting part is we can change the icons as well. And to change the icon, you just need to long press on it, and here you will get a lot of icons that you can choose as per your choice. So let's just choose for humidity as this icon. And later I'll press and hold the temperature widget as well, and let's just choose the widget or the icon for temperature as this one. And that's how you can change the icon as the way you want. Okay, so now it's time to test the IR Hub widget of our KME Smart application. There are two ways we can use this IR Hub. Let me show you both the methods. So first method is here we can provide the data of the IR remote to this ESP32 board, and later with the help of this remote we can control the appliances, for example the LED in this case. So let me show you that. So to do that, first click on this plus icon and click on remotes. Here click on plus icon once again and press any button on your IR remote. Its data will be captured by the IR sensor and it will be reflected here into the mobile application. And now we can assign any task as we want. So let's click on add task, and here I'll select switch, and let's try to toggle the state of the switch whenever it receives that IR signal from the remote. That's it. Just click on the save button, and here we have successfully assigned the task. Let's just go back, and now let's see a demo of this. So now if I press the same button on the IR remote, as you can see the LED got turned on and status is also reflected in the real time in the KME application. And I can turn it off again by clicking that same button. And here now I can control the LED in multiple ways, like I can turn it on from the IR remote, turn it off via mobile application, and also turn it on again with the help of the manual push button. So that's one of the way of using the IR receiver. Next is we can use the IR hub to make it as an IR blaster in which it can record the data of the IR remote and later can transmit the same data with the help of the IR transmitter. Now let me show you the demo. So now to use it as an IR blaster, you need to go to your device and click on IR hub. Click on these 3 dots and click on add remote. Now here we have 4 different kind of remote options like the TV, air conditioner, color strips and a custom remote. As of now here I'm using a remote of my sound system. So let's just add the TV remote which has somewhat similar buttons. So now what I'll do is I'll click on these 3 dots and click on the config mode. And now we can assign a dedicated data to each of the button. So let's start with the power button. So I'll tap on it and I'll press the power button on the remote. And the power button data is now assigned to this power button on the KME Smart application. Later I'll assign the data to the mute button and I'll press a mute button on the remote. It's assigned successfully. Let's do it for volume up and volume down. Okay, so I successfully assigned the data of 4 different buttons and I can go back and now I can go into IR hub and use it as an internet remote. So let me show you its demo. So here's the complete setup where I place the IR transmitter and the circuit in front of my speaker, and now let's just test it out. So here currently the speaker is in power off condition, so let's just power it up. And as you can see, the speaker got powered up, and this application has a nice feature in which we are getting a haptic feedback as soon as the data is transmitted by the IR transmitter, which is really great. Okay, so now let's just try out other buttons. So I'll try to mute this. As you can see, the mute is written on the speaker, so it is in mute mode now. Let's try to volume up. Okay, so volume is 99. Let's just volume down a little bit. Okay, 98. 97. Okay, so all the 4 buttons that we have programmed are working completely fine. And that's how you can input any remote or the multiple remotes in this device and can use it as your IoT remote for controlling all the IR remote based appliances. Okay, so now let me show you how to schedule the appliances of the devices in the KME Smart application. For that, just click on the plus icon and go to schedules. Here you can click on plus icon once again, and now I can schedule the devices on any day of the week I want at any time. Okay, so let's do a demo. So today is Wednesday and right now it's 9:41 in the night. So let us schedule a device like on Wednesday. It's 9:41, so let us do it for 9:43. On Wednesday 9:43 I want to add an action to turn off my switch, and let's just save it and turn on the schedule. So right now it's 9:41 and at 43 this light should get turned off, and let's just try to test it in without internet mode and let's see if the schedule works without internet or not. So here as you can see the blue light got turned on, which reveals that the device is now no longer connected with internet. Now it's 9:42, we need to wait for 1 more minute and this light should get turned off. Okay, so it's 9:43 in the clock and the light turned off even without internet. So schedule is working, and without internet it's also working flawlessly. And here let me tell you that without internet we can still control the devices or the appliances connected with KME with the help of the manual button that we have configured. And now after scheduling, now let me teach you how to do automation, but before that let me turn on the router first. Okay, so after turning back the router on, the device got automatically connected with the internet and the blue light got turned on, which reveals that now it's successfully connected with the internet. And now let me show you how to do the automations, and for that you can go into device, click on the plus icon and go to automation. Here click on plus icon once again, and here we got a if this then that kind of condition here or statement here, when we to provide a condition, and if the condition is satisfied the action will be performed. So let's just add a condition here. So I'll click on add and let's just say temperature. So if the temperature goes below, let's just say 25 or 24. Okay, so if the temperature goes below 24, I want to turn the LED on. Okay, if temperature below 24, let's just switch on the light, and that's the automation I want to do. Let's click on the save button. Automation is turned on, and now it's already 24. So let me just turn down my air conditioner a little bit, and hopefully the LED should get turned on.
A few minutes later.
Okay, so as you can see, as temperature dropped below 24 degrees Celsius, the light automatically got turned on, and that's how automation works. Like, you can assign any condition of a sensor, and then you can assign a task, like if the sensor condition is satisfied, what task you want to perform. And I also tested this automation without internet, and it still works flawlessly. Okay, so now after scheduling and automation, now let me show you how to connect KME with your Alexa voice assistant. And now to link our KME device with the Alexa Smart Assistant, you just need to open up the Alexa mobile application. Here go to More and go to Skills and Games. Here just search for KME Smart. Click on the first option and click on Unable to Use. Now here just log in with your KME credentials. After providing them, just click on the login option. And as you can see, the KME has been successfully linked. Click on next, and now it will automatically fetch all the devices connected with our KME account.
A few minutes later.
Okay, so device is set up and ready to use. Click on done. And now I can go into the switch, and now I can turn on the LED with the help of the Alexa mobile application, and I can turn it off with the help of the push button, and its data will be reflected here in the Alexa mobile application as well. And that's how you can easily control it with the application, not only with the app but also with the Alexa smart speaker. Let me show you its demo. Turn on switch.
Okay.
Alexa, turn off switch.
Okay.
So that was the complete getting started video about the KME Smart IoT platform, and I know I haven't covered all the features in details. Rather, I've discussed all the features provided in this platform and covered some of them in detail. But definitely in future I'll try to cover all those remaining features and maybe try to make some interesting and useful projects out of it. But now you tell me, what was your favorite feature in this complete KME Smart IoT platform? If you ask me, then I really like that serial communication feature, which I'll soon gonna test and maybe cover it in a separate video. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss that out. And yeah, that being said, I'm just ending this video here, and now just wait for my next video. Until then, explore, learn, share with me, TechieSMS.